It's a time for package from China. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So it's time for my favorite event. It's time for Powkiddy. Yes, because they are back. They have returned with a new pocket game player. And oh boy, they are releasing so many of bloody systems. When it comes to arcade, controls, game systems, it's just unbelievable how much stuff you can find when it comes to this brand. And I'm reviewing like a couple of years now, and I have reviewed so many of the Powkiddy devices. And the Powkiddy is the Model A66, and this model is something completely different. Yeah, today we're going to do something of a review of a product that is actually like handheld, like I've reviewed many of them. But this time it comes in the form factor of a very thin, and when I say credit card format, because you would like have a very thick credit card, but you're getting the point, it's super tiny. And this is like a pocket handheld that you can bring with you. It's fairly easy. But the question remains, what can you play with it? So first of all, it comes with a very short Type-C cable. No idea why it's so freaking short. Then we're going to get a very extended, more like a deluxe toilet paper manual with some explanations. Is it in English? Yep. And this explanation is quite good. Like there is everything about save and load options, settings, stuff that you can set up, how everything works, and you name it, it's in the manual. So if you have any question when getting the device like this, read the manual. But let's take a close look at the handheld itself, because of the things that I really love and I really hate about this bloody thing. So when the handheld came out, I was completely flabbergasted. I was more like, wait, what? What did they make? Because we're on the road of like metal handhelds, 5-inch, 7-inch of fun. People complained in the past a lot about these tiny displays, and I completely understand, because playing for a very long time on 3.5 inches or even smaller, it's not very comfortable. This thing does have an IPS display. But yeah, let's talk about the D-pad. The D-pad is basically a plastic D-pad, and it is connected with 4 separate micro switches. I must say, when you're playing it, it's not that bad. But I'm just going to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of these clickies and micro switch D-pads. And at the right, we're going to get more like the A, B, X, and Y. Same story, 4 clickies micro switches. Then we're going to get 3 buttons at the front. And speaker at the right. It's tiny, goes quite loud, but it gets a little bit high pitched when you're cranking up the volume. Over here, we're going to get the Type-C, an option for adding an SD card. And when we're switching it over here, we can see like 2 micro switch shoulder buttons. But the shoulder buttons are not really comfortable, if you ask me. What I do like about this is this metal shielding at the back, or this back body. And if you're going to put it in your pocket, it will not bend very easily. So that sounds kind of okay. Yeah, but let's turn it on and let's see what actually this thing can do. Because it's all fine, you can put it in your pocket, but what actually can it play? Okay, so let's turn it on with this tiny button over here at the right. Over here we're going to get the blue LED that shows that it will power on. Welcome, thank you. And let's see what this bloody thing can do. So when booting up, it comes with this very strange menu. So it has the capability, of course, having emulator and play retro games, but also has the option to play homebrew games. So let's go to the game section. You're going to get Open Terrarium that we have seen before, Sea Dogs, Digger, stuff that we have seen before with, let's say, Open Dingus devices. Or slide over here, we can see like we're going to get the thumbnail. Here we're going to get in the file system. We can mess around if you want to. Settings, key mappings, language, volume. And so far I understand, so this is one of the ways you can adjust the volume. Don't know where this music is from. The right, you can even crank up the background music if you want to. Brightness control. It has been set 10 of 10. Factory reset, and of course device information, hardware test and stuff like that. So it's quite an interesting thing. But let's take a close look at the retro game. So what you can do is playing some old school 8-bit, 16-bit. It says it play PlayStation 1, but I highly doubt that. So let's take a close look at some gameplay. So first of all, I do love this display that comes in the machine, because the machine is tiny, but it does have a nice IPS display. Oh boy. Oh man. This thing is so not comfortable, and the D-pad is awful. Like, I hate it. It ruins my Sonic gameplay. Okay, so when pressing the middle button, we're going to get this menu. There we have like an option to continue, save, load, and even change the volume on here. It's quite an interesting option, but it's there. So let's go to some of the games and let's see how it runs. Yeah, so this is what I was afraid of. So this tiny handheld, I find it quite interesting with the technology nowadays, what they can make for the money. But when you want to try some arcade games, it doesn't run at all. Like, look at this. It's like running like crap. It's quite disappointing. So we're not going to even try PlayStation 1 because it doesn't even run either. Oh boy. Alright, so next up, some 16-bit power, fake power. Yeah, and just see how this will run in the end. So when it comes to these 16-bit games, let's be honest, there are so many different handhelds you can play on it. But this game seems to be playing just fine. Yeah. Alright, so another 16-bit stuff, because simply the other ones doesn't even run well. Yep, beefcake mode. But yeah, I would say I can still play the game, but it's not comfortable at all. Not at all. Alright guys, so what do I think of this? So I'm just going to be honest, with this Powkiddy A66, I completely don't know what they wanted to do with this. Yeah, they want to bring out a handheld that's powerful enough to run into PlayStation 1, but when you're looking at the performance, it's not that great out of the box. Maybe in the future they'll get some better improvement of the software, so you can play some more games, think about arcade MAME, but that's it, like this tiny display. It's an IPS and a beautiful display, don't get me wrong, but this thing is like not comfortable in any way. Yeah, I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become on the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.